So Adrian, it can be so disheartening. Let me paint this picture for you. You've gone to the trouble of investing hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars in a new technology for your organisation.
Okay.
You've spoken to the experts, you've looked at all the great technology options, you're convinced on what you're implementing is the right choice, but for some reason, the people just aren't using the technology. Why is that?
So we've boiled it down to 3 simple steps. The first one is that sometimes the technology is too hard to use. So I used to have these big headphones, and to play music I would have to pair it with my phone and do all this stuff on my phone to make sure it's synced up. But if you look at Apple AirPods, all you have to do is open the case, it syncs automatically, and you can play music straight away.
Oh, okay, so eliminating the steps is probably the key there, isn't it? You've got to be asking those how questions. How are you going to be using the technology? How many steps are there to use that system? Is it 2, 3, 4, 5? And the more it is, the worse it is. People aren't really going to adopt that technology. It's too hard. You need to reduce those steps right down to 1, maximum 2, which requires minimum training, and all of a sudden people are just going to get right into using that technology.
Absolutely, Dave. So the second one is mismatch of technology. So sometimes people want something when really they need something else. So I get a lot of questions. People are like, I'm going to go traveling, I want to buy a camera, or I've just had a baby, I want a camera. And they ask me what camera to get, and I keep telling them, you don't need a camera, you already have a really great camera on your phone.
Oh, I see. So this is sort of a case of doing the proper needs analysis and discovery, isn't it?
Yeah,
I mean,
absolutely.
if you don't do that, if you don't ask those why questions, why do you need this? What do you need that technology for? If you don't ask the right people those why questions, you could be making some mistakes. I mean, in that simple example, if you kept asking why do you need that phone, that camera, why do you need that, what are you going to use it for? You would have found that, they don't actually need it. It would have been a wasted investment.
Yeah, absolutely. And so the last one, the third one, is actually quite a hard one to explain. It's that adoption is a bit of an emotional decision. So you can do everything right, like you said, hire the right experts, involve the right people in the design process, but they still won't adopt the technology. So an analogy I like to use is that, people paying with their phone, we thought it was going to take over the world, but in reality, only 1% of people, use their phone to pay for things.
Yeah, Adrian, this is a classic. I mean, we as people, we need to like something and we need to trust it. They're 2 big barriers, and if you can't overcome those barriers, it's difficult for people to uptake the technology. So I'll give you, a tip of what we find really works well in commercial projects is a proof of concept. So that's taking the time a little bit early to get some new technology in, put it in a part of the building and invite people to come and work with it, test it out, get comfortable with it, give some feedback. Then they'll sort of overcome that trust barrier, and if you listen to what they're saying, you'll get the technology to a point where they like it, and you'll overcome the like barrier. So your adoption is going to go through the roof.
Thank you so much for watching. We're confident that when you use these 3 steps, people will be more willing to take the technology that you put in your office space. Thanks again.